Greetings, Missouri Mid-South Conference. I bring you greetings in this time for some as we are grieving the death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Her advocacy for women's rights, for LGBTQIA rights, for equity in immigration rights, for healthcare rights. In her death, we grieve not only the loss of her personhood and her wisdom on the Supreme Court, but for some of us, we grieve what this also means for our rights that Justice Ginsburg worked so hard in defending, in advocating for, and in ensuring that our rights of equity would be protected. I want to honor that for some of us, there may be fear. For some of us, there may be a malaise of, this doesn't pertain to me, this is getting political, Ginny. And I respect your view, and I also understand that in our faith, that especially in the UCC, we believe in a freedom of consciousness. And so I respect that for you, this moment may not be anything more than the death of an important person. And I respect that for many of us, the death of Justice Ginsburg, especially this close to a presidential election, is more than just a death. It is the fear of what that could be. And so I offer to you words that I heard in my own numbness and grieving the day after she died. She died on the eve of Rosh Hashana, which for our Jewish siblings is their high holy New Year. The rabbi of Central Reform Synagogue in New York City, Rabbi Angela Buchtal, her homily in honoring Justice Ginsburg and the fact that she died on the eve of Rosh Hashana, which is for many the belief that only the most righteous die at that moment, that you have lived a full and complete life of worthiness, that you can die in dignity and in love, which I believe that Justice Ginsburg did. Rabbi Buchtal then said, in Rosh Hashana, in the Jewish tradition, the scriptures and the Hebrew word, when translated for Happy New Year, that new actually is said to mean conception, Happy Conception Day, and that what the Jewish tradition believes is that Rosh Hashana is this culmination of a midwifing, that it's not just the happy, sweet joy of a birth, it's the giving birth itself, it's the messiness, it's the pangs, it's the for those women who have given birth, the giving everything you have and then pausing, taking a breath, and then one final push of new life. And Rabbi Buchtal offered that in this moment, we are in that midwifing moment of giving birth, that it is messy, that it is painful, that it feels as though our whole being in creation, or at least in the United States, is in some kind of contraction. And then this pause and deep breaths and one final push. I offer this message to you and to me, that in this critical moment, regardless of what we believe, number one, that we must plan to vote. This is the seedling of our democracy. We must vote, and we must ensure that our neighbors have the ability to vote as well. And number two, we cannot be discouraged in this moment that feels so broken and messy. That in fact, as in the sacred scriptures before us, as our ancestors have shown us and reminded us over and over and over again, in the very core moment when all of life seems to be a contraction of pain, God gives new life with one last push. So my siblings, in these upcoming weeks, please let us push together in the democracy, in the freedom of consciousness, and in the spiritual awareness that we are created in the image of God, and we are to offer that and respect that in equity for all, this day and forevermore. Amen.